5 facts about coffee. Welcome to 5 Facts. I'm your host, Shaq. So, let's jump straight into it. Our first fact takes us back to the very origins of coffee's discovery. The most popular legend comes from the 9th century Ethiopia. A goat herder named Kaldi noticed his goats were behaving a bit unusual. They were energetic, dancing, full of beans, literally. And after realizing that the goats had been eating a certain bush, Kaldi tried the berries himself and he had a newfound vitality. And from there, the legend goes, the drink was popularized throughout Ethiopia. It was used by monks as it helped them through long hours of prayer. Okay, fact number 2, it's a fruit, not a bean. We call them coffee beans, but that's a bit of a misnomer. What we roast, grind, and brew is actually the seed of a fruit. The coffee plant produces small, bright red or purple fruit, often called a coffee cherry. The bean is the pit inside the cherry. Before processing, each cherry typically contains 2 green coffee beans flattened against one another. So, the next time you order a coffee, you can think of it as a fruit juice extract in the most technical and delicious sense. Fact number 3, the Jamaica Blue Mountain exception. So, now our spotlight turns to Jamaica. Of course it would. You've probably heard of Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee and you know it's expensive, but why? It's one of the rarest and most sought after coffees in the world due to a perfect storm of geography and strict regulation. It's only grown in the Blue Mountain region at elevations between 3,000 and 5,000 feet. The high altitude, cool climate, and rich soil create a bean with an incredibly mild flavor, almost no bitterness, and a sweet, complex aroma. Sounds like Jamaica, right? Here's the key fact. To be legally called Jamaica Blue Mountain, the coffee must be grown in the specific region and certified by the Coffee Industry Board of Jamaica. This strict control protects its quality and scarcity, making it a true luxury item, especially beloved in countries like Japan. Interesting, right? Okay, moving on to fact number 4. Coffee is the second most traded commodity. This fact highlights coffee's massive global impact. Coffee is the world's second most traded commodity right after crude oil. Think about that for a second. It outsells natural gas, gold, wheat, sugar. The global coffee industry is worth over 100 billion and employs 125 million people worldwide. From farmers in Brazil, Vietnam, to roasters, baristas, and everyone in between. It's not just a drink, it's a very important economic engine. And finally, fact number 5. Our final fact is about the aroma. Have you ever noticed that freshly ground coffee smells much more potent and complex than it tastes? There's a scientific reason for that. Scientists have identified over 800 different aromatic compounds in roasted coffee. That's more than wine, which has around 500. However, our tongues can only receive a handful of basic tastes. The vast majority of what we perceive as coffee flavor is actually our sense of smell. And that's our 5 facts. From the dancing goats in Ethiopia to the strictly regulated hills of Jamaica. The journey of coffee is truly remarkable. We learned that coffee is a fruit, it also fuels the global economy, it's tightly regulated in some places, it's a highly traded commodity, and what you think you're tasting is largely due to your sense of smell. So, that's all for this episode of 5 Facts. If you have a topic you'd like us to cover, let us know on socials. But until next time, keep brewing and stay curious. See you soon.